loves. Welcome back to another amazing podcast. I am super excited about our podcast today because I have my oldest. I think you're the oldest one closest to me other than Jordan.
Yeah.
I think so. And so she is actually, this is Zoe. Everybody, round of applause. She's graduating high school today, so I'm very, very excited for her. And I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and I'm 18. That's about it.
And she's graduating today. We had to go to her ceremony a little bit later. So our topic today I'm actually really excited about because not a lot of people know what it's like to be an older sibling, let alone have siblings.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I used to hate it for so long, and now that I'm an adult, well, one, we're not even just older siblings. I do have a brother that's older than me, but we're the most responsible ones. And that, I think, is what our title is going to be, is responsible siblings, or being the responsible sibling.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a bit. So that's what our podcast is going to be on today is, the pressure of being a responsible sibling. So, yeah, it's crazy. So how many siblings do you have, Zoe?
I have 4 siblings. The youngest is 5, and then his name is Isaac, and then I have Gentry, and he's gonna be a 7th grader, and then Wesley, and he's gonna be a junior next year, and then I have a stepbrother. His name's Brandon.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't really associate with him that much.
Oh, okay. He's the same age as you or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're in the same grade.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so you have, was that 4? Yeah.
Yeah,
4?
and then Brandon's actually a little bit older than me, so technically...
You're the same spot.
Yeah.
We're in the same spot. Yeah, because I have 5, so we're like neck and neck, dog. But
Yeah.
I'll give you one. Don't worry. If you want one, I'll give you
and
one.
we're both the only girls.
The only girl out of all boys, too. That is weird. What a coincidence. I never even realized that. That's actually crazy. But, yeah, because I have kind of the same. Well, my oldest brother is 30. I think he just turned 31. I'm not sure. And then it's me, who's 20, about to be 26. And then it's Jackson, who's your age and is 18. Yep. And then Jaden, who is Wesley's age, and then Heath and Hunter, who are Jaden and Wesley's age.
Oh, they are?
Oh, yeah. They're like 7 feet tall, though.
I know.
He's like, I can't go into a bar with you to play pool. I was like, nobody's going to ID you. They're going to ID me, for sure. As soon as we walk in the door. You're good. You're a freaking grown man, dog. But no, okay, so, fun. I'm so happy you're here. That's so much fun. So, growing up for you, so for me growing up, it was like the favorite, obviously, and the only girl. You'd hear it all the time. Oh, this is my only girl, and it was pretty sweet. And then I think for growing up for me, they were a lot more hard on me than my older brother because I was a girl, and so I didn't like that. It wasn't great.
Did they treat you guys differently?
Like
with anything?
My mom was really hard on my brother for, just to make him act right, but she was, really hard on me. Like, anything I tried to do or figure out for myself, a typical teenage stuff.
Yeah.
It would be like, oh, absolutely not. Like, you are, locked in your tower. And I was like, yeah, video games are cool, dog, but I want to go to that party. Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? And in hindsight, I'm really glad that my parents were so hard on me because it made me who I am. And then also, I could have gotten into a lot more trouble. But yeah, they were definitely. My dad was friggin' nuts. He was nuts. I don't blame him. I was not good in high school. I was not like you in high school. You're 18 and you're responsible and she cleans. I can't wait for you to get your own place.
I was a very sneaky kid, though.
Were you?
Yeah, because my dad and my stepmom were really strict on me, so I had to be really sneaky.
Yeah.
And they were really strict about boys and stuff.
Oh.
And then with my brothers, they're like, whatever, go ahead.
Pick a fish.
Yeah, Wesley started dating freshman year. They would they would not even, like, they told me, don't talk to boys, basically. And, yeah, was, like, there's, like, such a double standard. It's so silly.
It is so... I literally said... That was the same thing. Like, and when I was... As soon as I became an adult and I was able to, like, stand up for myself in a way, like, and before my dad passed, I would tell him, I'd be like, you're telling me that you didn't do anything in high school?
Yeah.
You're telling me you didn't have any fun or break some rules or not listen? And I was like, I know your mom to my dad. Like, that's my granny. I've heard the stories.
Yeah.
So don't sit there and patronize me because I want to explore. But my poor dad, man, it was... I always said, I was like, if he was alive right now, I would have said I'm sorry to him so long ago. Like, I was pretty bad. Because I was, like, a really good type of sneaky. But I was really into sports. Like, track and basketball. And so I always had an excuse to leave the house. And I could leave the house as long as it was for those things. So I'd be like, all right, Mom, going for a run. I would freaking run to wherever I had to run to. 'Cause I was in track. I was like, I didn't care. Running was fun for me. And I would just do what I needed to do, go home. But, man, I felt really kind of X'd out from the normal. And then Jack and Jaden were born. And Jack and Jaden and Heath and Hunter were all born in the same, like, year span.
Oh my gosh, that's
so,
crazy.
like, because it was Jack in 2006, and then Jaden... And then Heath and Hunter in 2007, and then Jaden the October of 2007. So that whole 2 years was just like babies. And I had to take on the same role that you did, which was being the secondary mom.
Yeah.
Even Tyler says to this day, he's like, I don't remember a lot of Jack and Jaden's childhood. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because you got to be in your room playing your video games, and I was right at that age. I think I'm 8 years older or 7 years older than Jack. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and
7 because you're 18. Yeah, so 6 I think. 6 years older than you guys.
Yeah.
And so I was only freaking like 6 years old, and I was like freaking holding babies, changing diapers, freaking learning how to do it. And then I grew up, and then it was like, it was fun, but then I also, like, developed this complex of thinking that I could raise the kids better. And that made my mom fight. Like, she would let them do things that I didn't think, like, they should do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of any examples. But she always said, growing up, and she still says that, she's like, when you have kids, someday, you can parent them however you want to parent. But don't tell me how to parent. And I'm like, you were so strict on me, and these kids are running around with their freaking chicken with their heads chopped off. And she's like, that's okay. That they're gonna find themselves. I'm like, what a load of crap, dude. I freaking struggled for how many years so they can get a free ride. I was like, Mom, do you know how much trauma I have? And she's like, yeah, I have trauma from your teen years too. And I'm like, I believe that. I do. I believe that. I would not get home till very early in the morning. I believe that. And it's just so funny that we're about to be adults. And that's why the other day when I was talking to you, and I was like, you know, you're at the age now that you can stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
That you're an adult, and that if somebody is and this goes for parents or friends or strangers or anything, you have to set that own standard for yourself. And you're like, what's my point? Where I'm be like, okay, listen here. Like, you need to take a step back. Because it's just like, even Gramps yelling at me today on the phone. I was like, I'm not mad. I didn't reach, like, I don't care. Freaking block me, dude. You're crazy. And then you unblock me and freaking cry and apologize. And I said, I don't care if you yell at me because, or just like when I cleaned his room, I don't care if he gets mad at me.
Yeah.
Because it's just what we do. You sometimes have to be, and I think I got this from being an older sibling, is sometimes you have to be the one that has the bad news. And that is always me. I don't mind telling the truth at all. And sometimes I would rather, I don't know, like, I would just think about it as, like, I would want to know.
Yeah.
You know, if there's something that I'm not knowing that I should know, that I would want to know. And whoever's not telling me, that sucks for you in the later run. But it was kind of like, oh my gosh, you guys should have seen Zoe as a freaking kid. Just the cutest. Oh my gosh. I mean, she's beautiful now, but she was so damn cute. Oh my gosh. I actually remember when you were born, and it was, I think we came in the morning that, what time were you born at?
I was born at 1 a.m.
Yeah, okay, so I think we came the morning at like 6 or 7 to meet you, and she was just wrapped in pink, and just the cutest little baby, and then like, her first birthday, she was getting thick. You're getting to be a thick baby. And I was like, she is the cutest. Her cheeks are so damn chubby. And then she started growing up, and then she was just so, you've always been so nice. Like, your whole life. You've always been so nice. I'm gonna cry. She's graduating today. Oh, gosh. No, it's just like, just so proud of you. I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm so proud that you're graduating, because you really did. You've taken on a lot in your life, and I don't know, you know, things that you don't want to talk about or things that you do, like it's just open space, but I know that what age did you really take on that, like, all right, if you know somebody else isn't going to do it.
Story.
Yeah, go ahead. I would love it.
It's just a story.
It's just a story. I can tell you a story. Okay, I like stories.
So, well, I think it was 2018. No, it might have been 2019. Do you remember the year Grandma died?
Yeah, 2018.
So it was 2018. And, yeah, she died June 3rd, so that was actually yesterday.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why Gramps was so... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. That's probably Gramps was so mad at me yesterday.
No, he's just crazy. He wasn't really like that. He didn't seem that sad. He didn't talk about it much.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
But anyway, so, yeah, when my grandma died, my mom kind of, like, went off the deep end, you know
Disassociated.
what I mean? And, like, because for her life, like, she had ADHD, got diagnosed when she was 16. The doctors gave her medication, which was Adderall, and then when she was about, like, 17, she started, like, misusing it, and then when she got pregnant with me, like before, a little bit before that, she had stopped because she was with my dad, and yeah, so then she had 3 kids, and it was like, yeah.
Oh crap! Kids. I have 3 kids.
She took care of 3 kids for like 8 years, and then. Yeah, then when my grandma died, because my grandma helped out a lot with us.
Yeah,
like
all lot.
The time.
Yes,
like, we were
I
there
remember
a
that.
lot. Like, yeah, and yeah, so she started using again once
she'd passed.
Once Grandma Joan passed.
Which honestly, it makes, after losing a parent, it definitely I see where she's coming from
her
too.
Mom, she's young. She has like I couldn't even imagine. Like,
yeah, it's not fun. I'll tell you that. It's traumatizing you, but. So, after... Grandma Joan loved you guys. She loved all of us so freaking much.
I know.
I always wish I spent more time with her, but she always wanted to teach me the Bible.
I bet as a teenager, it was probably not.
Yeah, I was trying to teach me the Bible, and I was like, I'm not at that age where I don't even understand. I don't even know who I am. I don't know anything. And so I was like, okay, Grandma Joan, do you want to do some crafts?
Yeah. And, so I didn't even find out till, like, I was in 7th grade, I don't think. So she had been using for, like, a year. And I remember after, like, the summer after I finished 6th grade, she's like, oh, you're moving with your dad now. Like, you're going to be there during 5 days a week and only be here 2. And I was, like, devastated. Like, me and the boys were devastated because we hated going to our dad's house. And to, like, switch it from that. So
you had to switch a new school, too?
Yeah, we switched to Cloquet. And, it was interesting. I had, cousins from the Coles family, like, through marriage.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I made some friends, and I, like, started playing volleyball and stuff. But then, like, yeah, I found out my mom was using, and it was terrible.
Well, how do you even comprehend that as a child, too?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Who told you? How'd you find out?
My mom told me.
Oh.
She told me herself, and she was gonna go to, like, a rehab for it. And so, like, she did. And then she said she was good, but she wasn't. And then it was kind of, like, the same thing the next year. And, like, a lot of bad things happened during those years. Like, during middle school, well, not great things happened. And so basically 7th grade, I started taking care of the boys more and, like, doing their things for them. And it was only on the weekends, so I didn't really mind that much. You know what I mean?
It wasn't like every day.
It wasn't like much of like a big thing. It was just like mom's being really weird. I don't know what's going on. Like,
but I'm
need
just
a little 7th grader. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't that like. I don't know.
No,
like,
7th grade, I was wearing lime green skinny jeans.
Yeah, and then so she was like in and out of rehab.
I'm trying to think, because I remember this time period, but I'm trying to think of the year that Grandma Joan passed. I don't know if it was 18. It might have been 17. Maybe it was 18.
I think it was 18.
I think it was 18, too, because then, yeah. So 19, 20, 21, your mom was kind of AFK, in and out, you think, for like 3 years?
Yeah.
Well, I remember that, too, and actually I held a lot of resentment from her, and I was like, dude, but then, you know, I told her, we talked about it, because the one thing you can do as an adult, that it doesn't matter if it goes good or bad, if you can calmly communicate with somebody, then it doesn't say how they react does not reflect on you. You handled the situation calmly, collectedly, and kindly, but, so I talked to her about it, and I was like, you know, Todd doesn't come around you much because you were his favorite aunt. And you just disappeared. We had no idea. We had no idea where you were. We had no idea where you guys were. We didn't know my mom offered to freaking take all 3 of you in. And before she knew that Angelo was going to take you full-time in Cloquet. But my mom's like, well, I'll take all 3 of them. And Zoe can go to school with, you know, Jack and Jaden and whatever. And then she talked to Angelo. And Angelo was really, really mad, obviously. I mean, and he was like, no, they're my kids, they're coming with me, and I was like, okay, well, whatever you need me to do is, because we were like, what the heck, and we had the rooms, that house was huge,
yeah,
so it would have been tight, but we would have made it work, and that's why Harold's like, oh, I'm not going to go to your cousin's graduation, and I was like, you're lame. I was like, because graduation ceremonies are boring.
Yeah.
Very boring. You're going to find that out tonight.
I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go myself.
And you're going to have so much fun. And I'm going to go. And we didn't even stay for Jack's whole one, though. There was like 300 kids to read. I was not staying that whole time. But, no, I was like, Zoe is more of a sister. And I hope that you know that. And that, you know, obviously as a cousin, you can come to me with anything. But you're just, you're such a world changer. And I'm so proud of you. And I know that, growing up for you, I can't even imagine. I really can't. And to have turned out the way that you've turned out is incredible. It's actually, even Wes, too. I mean, it's really incredible. You guys are really good kids. Even Gentry, even though he is just, I don't know if I'll play Fortnite with him again, Graham. I don't know, man. He's actually pretty good, though. He'll get it. But, no, it's really cool. So then, you know, it's 2021. You're in high school. And she comes back and just is, like, better, or?
Freshman year, she, like, started to actually, like, be, more on top of it. Like, she would take drug tests every week. And I remember this one week, she literally, like, ran out of drug tests. And so Nicole wouldn't let her take us. And I was, like, just so sad because we only got to see her 2 days a week. And that was my mom. Like,
yeah, I was like, the person that took care of me my whole life.
I've been waiting so long for, like, my mom. Like, because she you know, like, she wasn't, like, my mom for a little bit.
And then to have her come back into your life is, like, oh, that is, and just to...
And, like, I felt so alone, like, during those years because my parents, like, they didn't help me, like,
process and process and freaking think about it.
They're kind of just
you're
like,
a child.
Get over it. Like, it's not, you have a house here, like, you have parents, like,
just because
whatever. And it's like, you guys weren't helping me out, though. Like, I started, like, I kind of had like a little bit of like OCD, like because like my mom wouldn't call me and stuff, like I couldn't talk to her like at all, and so I started like doing like walking certain ways like in the house and stuff, like doing super weird stuff
just to not be
to,
focused in and process it and to keep your mind. Yeah, that is I think it's so funny that we were talking about therapy the other day and you're like, I would like to go. And, you know, I fought it for so long, but it actually did help me really kind of get through a lot of things. It was when it was supposed to be about my dad's grief, it helped me process a lot of other things so that I could eventually process that. But no, it's a lot. You literally were like, okay, here's 2 kids, help take care of them, while also taking care of yourself, figuring who out. 7th grade, you're figuring out who, from 7th to 12th grade, you're figuring out a little bit of who you are. Yeah. Literally, you got hormones, you got school. I mean, for me, about the same age, I think. Well, I was really bullied all through school. But until 5th grade, I started standing up for myself. And then in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, in 6th grade, I stayed with the cool kids, right?
Yeah.
But then I started to kind of figure out that they were bullies, and then so I was like, I made a decision. I was like, okay, 7th grade, you know, I'll stay with this friend group, and maybe they just won't bully me. And maybe I can just, like, not get the backlash. And that is not it. Because we were so close, they all bullied me. And it was not fun. And so I got into high school, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather freaking eat alone or eat in the bathroom at lunch than freaking hang out with any of you guys. Yeah. And that's how I spent my whole high school. And then I was dealing with my mom and dad being separated. And then they fought a lot. Oh my gosh. And my dad was an alcoholic. Like, straight. And my stepmom was a closeted alcoholic. And so I had all these things that I had to juggle with. And it was like, I don't even know who I am. Like, just, my stepmom was the worst to me. And so I'd go to their house for the weekend, and she was the fucking worst. Oh my gosh, the things I had to deal with. And then I'd try to tell my dad, and he would be like, well, she's an adult. She probably didn't act that way. And then when he, you know, saw her acting that way, then he was like, oh shit, you've been right this whole time. And it was like nobody believed me, and my mom believed me, but she was really hard on me. And, you know, I was in sports and student council and all this stuff. I was juggling constantly while getting bullied. And then in 10th grade, it got bad because I met somebody, and it was like a really bad situation. And he became like really emotionally abusive. And like my parents found out about it, banned us from talking, and then he would show up at my house at like 3 a.m. and lay on his horn and be like, if you don't come outside, I'm going to call your mom and tell her that we've been talking. And I was like, dude, just leave me alone. But he was like manipulating me to, you know, do whatever he wanted to do. And so I was dealing with that, and then my parents thought that I was this big hoe. And it was, and they would treat me like that. And then I'd go to school, and the rumors in high school are insane. And they were everywhere. And I would literally walk down the hallway, and people would, like, whisper. And, like, it would be, like, a loud whisper, you know? Like, oh, there's that fucking slut. There's that girl Peyton.
Oh, my God.
And it was really bad. And so I was dealing with all that. And so when I was your age, I was so negative. Like, out and about, it was normal. I was positive, you know, because I could deal with all that. Mm-hmm. But the family stuff, I couldn't deal with. And so I was really, really negative about it. Like, I would fought with my mom all the time. I fought with Tyler. I fought with everybody that was, like... But Jack and Jaden and Heath and Hunter, they were always taken care of. Like, I was always doing whatever I could for them. Because it was not their problem that everybody else is treating me bad. And so I really loved watching them grow up. And Jackson started getting really mean when you guys were in, like, I don't know, when he was little, like, toddler to, like, 10. He was really mean. He'd be like, I hate you. And we would just bully the heck out of him. And he like told the counselor that his siblings beat him up, which was not even true, dog. You're getting the same as me from Tyler, and it's just not working out for you. And now, but then as an adult, I'm like, well, actually, Tyler and I were both being older siblings, so he was getting twice it. So it was, but yeah, and it's really a struggle. I think that's why as an adult for many years, from like graduating high school until like the year after my dad, or no, probably from high school senior to when my dad died, so like 4 years. I was like doing whatever I wanted. I was, away at college. I didn't have to listen to anybody. I didn't have to follow anybody else's rules. And it was just like, it was so good. And then I realized that I just needed to, like, right before my dad died, before he died, we were building back our relationship super slowly because my stepmom had tore us apart 100%.
Oh, God.
And we started to rebuild because he was literally my best friend until I was like 15. Literally like 14, 15. And after boys came into the picture, it was like a total switch. And then I didn't want to live with him. They went like custody battles and stuff. And I didn't want to live with him because he lived with my stepmom. Yeah. And there's no way. And he just didn't understand that because he didn't see how she treated me.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that, and that's why, graduation tonight can be scary because it's actually not scary at all because you've already gone through so much that was real legitimately scary. So now everything you do in life, you might be like, oh, I'm a little nervous, but you can do it. You can get through it because you got through the hardest part as a skinny jean wearing 7th grader and on. So that's cool. And so do you feel like you have emotional support more now as like an 18, a fresh adult, or do you think that
like from my parents?
Yeah. Maybe resolved anything?
No, I don't know. Me and my dad, we've never really been on like good terms ever. Like,
okay.
But like I can fake it. Like I'll be nice. Like I'll be nice to him, but like he just I don't even know how to explain it. Like he's too involved with himself to like see outside of the picture, you know what I mean?
And then you have a different, way of doing things and thinking
and he does not like that I smoke weed. He said that I need to go to therapy for that.
Well.
But it's fine.
It's fine. Well, and and there's things I've heard a little bit of kind of, because I don't know why you left, because what year did you leave your dad's? Last year?
Yeah, I left when I was 17.
Okay, so yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Because you just couldn't take it anymore?
Yeah, basically, like, I was just, like, really struggling there. Like, I was always, like, in my room. They never talked to me. Like, I was just doing my own thing. Like, I was on my own. Like, I had been for years. Like, that's how it's been like that since I've been, like, 13. But I've gotten used to it, obviously. But yeah, and then I remember one morning I got into, like, a really bad fight with them. And my stepmom said that they were going to take away my car. And I was like, that's, like, the only reason I want to be here is because of the car that you guys let me drive. Like, that's literally the only reason. If you guys are taking that away, I'm out of here. I'm
out. I'm not doing this. That is so funny. She's like, I'm getting out of here. No way.
And so literally at 7 a.m. in the morning, I just called Graham up, and I was like, hey, I need to leave my dad's house. Can I pack a bunch of stuff in your car? And he's like, sure.
What a guy. Like, cool. Cool. Get me out of here. Prince Charming. Carry me away on your trusty steed. Yeah.
It was a funny time.
I don't think I ever ran away. I'd go to my dad's all the time. Like, I would switch. I'd go, I'm going to mom's. I'm going to dad's.
I just went to my mom's house.
Yeah, it's not like you ran away.
It's
like,
not like
on the streets.
No, I wasn't about to, like, go. I just wanted to live with my mom, and I shouldn't have been able to since I was, like, 14, and he still hadn't let me, so I was like,
and she was showing progress just like she is now. Like, I'm happy for her now, because she's finally back to that routine, and she's figuring it out that we can, she can do anything without having to, use or relapse or anything like that. But it's definitely, when I turned 18, as soon as I graduated, I was freaking on my way to college. I didn't even want to go to college. They forced me to go to college.
I know, you told me that.
But I'm super glad I went. It was a really good experience. I had a blast.
Grandpa's trying to make me go right now. But I don't want to go until I know what it is that I want to do.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Dude, yep.
And he's like, that's what you go there for. To figure it out. And, I'm not going to figure it out. I need to, figure it out.
He's half right. Actually,
he's kind of right.
Actually, that's exactly what happened to me. So I went to school for veterinary science, and then I left school because I didn't want to be a vet. But it did help me realize that I wanted to do pet rescue and spend my everyday working with pets. And now it's literally happening. So the downside is that I was $20,000 in debt. The upside is that I made a lot of good, wholesome friends that are world changers today.
Yeah.
And then I also got to see a lot of cool parties. There's a lot of cool parties, a lot of cool people. I went to a school that had a big cafeteria, a lot of food. So, no, if the next 2 years, once we start making a lot of money, if you want to go to college, you just have to pick one. And I'll just pay for it so you can go.
And I'll pay back.
No, don't pay back. You work for Ponder. You work for Ponder then. You work it off.
Oh my
gosh. I was like, all right, so you're the dog walker today. Even though that's my job every day because it's the funnest part. So then, it's actually funny. I'm glad we're doing this podcast on your graduation. And we have T-minus 2 hours until your graduation. It's almost 4.
Okay.
What time?
Gotta leave in not in 5:30, just so I can put on my my little thing.
Your little cap and gown. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for her. But so you're gonna get this now. You're gonna get this so much. The first few years out of high school was kill me, because I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And everybody kept asking me what I wanted to do, but I asked it in a little bit different question. I was trying to grill Graham last night, and we were kind of dodging, and he just wanted to play the game, and I was like, I'm going to help you figure it out. You're going to figure out your passion. Because it's you have to think about it. And this is never how I thought about it. I always thought about, what's going to make me money, or what's going to be a good job to support a family or whatever. And then I started looking at what would I want to do every single day. Every single day, if I woke up that day, I could be obviously, as CEO, I don't have to work every single day. Right now, I do. And I will forever. But, I will be the boss where I get to choose, all right, I need a freaking day off. Or I need to, whatever. I need to go on a vacation. Whatever. And, I was like, dude, I just know that if I was around animals every single day, I could never get sick of them.
Yeah.
And that's what my thing is. Or I have so many when I was growing up, when I was in high school, the only thing that I wanted in the whole world, I didn't have any friends. I had no friends in high school. I had one really good friend, and then one friend, my best friend, that was in love with me, and in a not good way. He was super obsessive over me, and he knew that we were best friends. He was hoping one day that I would change my mind, that I would fall in love with him, and I was like, dude, it's not gonna happen.
Take a hint.
Yeah, take the hint. I'm not, you're really cool, I really love you, but not in the way you want me to. And, so I didn't really have any friends, so one thing I wanted in high school was that one day I wanted to have, this big family-like friend group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has their own stuff that they do, and everybody has their own hobbies and stuff, and, we just, like to hang out. And so, the people in my wedding, that was a huge part of that group. And, you'll have people that you meet in your future, and always be open to new friends. But then you're going to make a choice about a friendship with somebody. You're like, is this somebody I want to be in a close circle? Or is this somebody that I just want to know and be nice to and, be friendly with, instead of, planning their baby shower type deal.
Yeah.
And so that's and people are gonna weed off. People are gonna come in your circle, and you're gonna be like, oh, they're cool, and then they're gonna fall off. And it's just as long as you do you and remain building, you keep building the person that you want to be, the people that are supposed to be near you will just naturally form. It won't be forced. It'll just be like, oh, you like that? Well, we should go do that sometimes. And then it freaking goes from there. And that's why I was trying to talk to Graham, because I was like, you know what? 18, when Harold and I first started dating, I think, because I trauma bonded on Harold.
Yeah.
And so, like, my dad died. I met Harold almost 4 months later. And I think it was 3 months later. My dad died. I was in the most depressed that I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
He died in 2019.
It's difficult.
Oh, yeah, it was hard. I wouldn't eat. My mom would bring up food. I moved back in with my mom. I would not eat. She would put food on my nightstand, and then she'd come and switch it out with new food. And I was, like, just crying all the time for a really long time. And then my friend group that I had with my ex-boyfriend, I broke up with him a long time ago, but, like, before I met Harold, but I was still friends with, like, the friends
group.
that we met. Yeah, the group. And they were like, you need to get out, dog. You need to get out of the house. You need to do something. Like, you're freaking, I know you're sad. It's okay to be sad, but you're stinking. And so I was like, all right, whatever. So I started, that was the switch that I made. That's why I don't want you to think of, like, smoking forever, because...
Well, I don't think I will be smoking forever.
I mean, even if it's just, like, once in a while, fine, but, like, because you're 18, do whatever you want. These years, you can do whatever you want. Like, I was not good. So, I mean, college, I was good. I just smoked a lot. But, like, a lot. A lot. And, it was a lot. And, my dad was very mad. And, what was on my track? I lost my track. You're not good at that? I'm not good at it either.
I'm not good at
Harold gets so mad at me. That's what I was. But I went out to their house, and I met Harold. And so... I mean, man, I fell for Harold just as fast as he fell for me. Like, it was pretty quick. We started going on dates and stuff. And then we found out that we went to first grade together.
And that's so cute.
And it was crazy. Like, the best story of my life. And then from there on, we were, like, so in love. Like, immediately, like, oh, yeah, this is my person. And so I think, like... 5 months into our relationship, we had just lived at Boulder Ridge. He got an apartment there, and then I lived with my mom, so I'd go there all the time. And I finally got my own house. My mom kicked me out because I was a bartender at a strip club, which was the best job ever. Word. And it was so much fun. And I made a lot of money, a ton of money, fully clothed. I actually got fired because the strippers were mad. Sorry, dancers.
Oh my gosh.
They were so mad. But I worked with a lot of them as, like, a team, but it doesn't matter. And so I moved out, and I got my house, and I communicated with Harold, and I'm so glad that I did, that I needed to live on my own for, like, a month or 2 months, or figure it out, because I needed to know that I loved him because I loved him so much, not that I loved him because I was, like, trauma bonded to him.
Yeah.
And so it was really hard. I mean, it was really hard for him, obviously. Like, he's been with me for 5 months. We're completely in love, and now I'm saying, okay, but can we just take a break? And, like, I can't even imagine how that felt for him, and it probably drove him crazy. But it didn't, after, like, I think it was 2 weeks, maybe not even. I was like, hey, so I totally love you, yeah. I was like, let's do this thing. And it's been like that ever since. And, I have a lot of friends that, and you're lucky because Graham is a really good guy.
Yeah.
And whatever happens in your future, I know that he will be respectful and, like, and he'll want what's best for you.
I got really lucky. Like, he's very, like, very mature. Like, which is really surprising. Like, he doesn't seem like it when you talk to him, but, like, he wouldn't, like...
Oh, yeah.
He's, like, very, like, respectful. Like, he would...
Yeah, oh, yes,
like,
for sure.
All of his friends, like, are dirty cheaters. Like, I swear. And he's not like that. He's like so confused why his friends are like that. And it's like, I don't know, they're just not you. They're just, like, still little boys. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like for him it's kind of the same. Maybe he had to grow up fast, too.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why you guys click so well. And, it's...
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of similarities. Me and Graham, it's really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, would you say that, like, would you say he's your best friend? Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm super happy for you. That's beautiful. No, it's good, and that's why I was telling him on the game, I said, you have to understand that Zoe is graduating, and as long as you guys communicate and, you know, get through it, and you both have goals, like, even if it's goals, like, not like, I need to find my career goal, but, like, at least some type of goal, like, oh, I want to save this much money, or I want to buy a new car, so this is going to be my goal for the year, or I want to get my own place, or, you know, those milestones, you'll want to have a goal for so you stay focused, because a lot of people don't, and I'm sure your mom actually would say this, is that she lost that goal after Grandma Joan. Like, she lost that goal. Like, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
And that was, I think that's why my mom and your mom fought when she came back so much, because my mom was really mad at her for leaving you guys, because my mom was like, where's the goal? You got 3 goals right there.
And then...
Literally.
And then my mom was really mad at Gina as well.
For not, like...
Because when one of the times when she was supposed to, like, get checked out of rehab, like, she, like, actually, like, went all the way through, did the whole thing. Gina was like, no, she should stay there or something, because, like...
To get checked out?
No, Kim was trying to get... She was, like, they told her she could check out, but your mom did not want her to check out. She wanted her to stay there, and my mom was, like, devastated, because she's like, I did this whole thing, like, and, like, it was just, like...
I never knew that.
Like, yeah, and...
I wonder why my mom did that. Do you think that maybe my mom felt like she wasn't ready?
Scared. Everybody was very scared in that situation, and she just wanted her to get better, but they need to choose to get better by themselves. Like,
yeah, you can't force somebody
to get better, and it's a really hard situation, because that, like, was her sister. Like, they were pregnant together. Like, me and Jackson, like,
the same thing. Yeah, that's where a lot of our family trauma falls on us. And that's like the definition of being the responsible sibling, is that, you know, you, like, your mom asks a lot of you, and that's a lot of pressure all the time.
Yeah.
You know that song from Encanto? It's called Pressure. It's like, pressure like a tip that never pop. You never heard of it?
I feel like I've watched that.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna send it. We're gonna watch it after this. It's the best song ever. I love it. But no, because that's why we had to grow up fast, and we had to take the weight of, like, my brothers. They don't care. They don't care about how, you know, people are feeling, and how, you know, like, for me, I'm, like, really out there. Like, I am very honest, and I really think that I know what's best for people. And sometimes I don't, and I'm learning to kind of...
It's the oldest sibling. That's the oldest sibling.
I'm kind of learning to back off from it, but I do turn out to be right a majority of the time, so I cannot argue with that. But, no, and people get mad, and Tyler gets mad, and, you know, but it's like, it's what I was forced to do. We figure it out, or we get together. Like, my mom and Nana have fought for many years, and Gramps and my mom have fought, and Chrissy and Gramps have fought. Like, our whole family has always been in fights, and the person that's always inviting them out to do things that they'll be a part of together is me.
Yep.
There'll be a party, and I'll be like, oh, we're having this party, blah, 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 this day. If you can make it, you should come. They would have never known about that party if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And then they come, and then they have a good time, and, like, it's just, like, and it's happened every single time. And I got my mom and Kimmy together, I don't know, maybe the wedding, or before the wedding, or... I'm trying to remember, but they had to interact.
Oh, yeah, you forced them to talk at your, it was a party for, like, maybe, like, a bridal?
My bridal shower?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
And my mom was, it was so, there's so much tension.
Oh,
I was,
I can't.
So uncomfy. I was like, Peyton...
Where are you? Run around.
How do you not feel so uncomfortable?
I'm like, you guys gotta go to the bottom. I don't think I had a photo.
And then they talked and they made up. But good job doing that.
That's what I do.
You fixed them.
That's what I freaking do. And that has been, it's been, for me, emotionally a lot because I always feel like, even now as an adult, if I don't do things, and this is why Harold has to deal with a lot. If I don't do things or plan that me to do them, then I don't believe they're going to get done. So I have the mentality of, like, that's why I have, like, OCD and, you know, things of it. I mean, my friends have literally told me to leave before because I was like, dude, I'll just clean your house for you. Like, no big deal, dog. And so I feel bad for Harold because I put a lot of pressure on him because he's legit my, like, the rest of my life partner. I would never have married somebody if I didn't think 100% that person was my best friend. And he is. He's the best. And he puts up with me so much. But, like, I get really overstimulated.
Yeah.
And, like, not overstimulated in the sense that, like, I'm doing a lot of stuff because every day my clock is, like, freaking running. If I'm not getting in and out of my car to go do another thing 17 times a day, then I must have been sick. Because I seriously, and so he has to deal with that, but I don't think he works full time, 13 hours a day, and he's never on his phone. So he doesn't really know what I go through in a day that makes it so stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you know, if I ask him to clean something and then I leave and I come back and it's not cleaned, I get really, like, there's something in me that's like, Mother, what were you playing video games? What were you doing?
Yep.
And he'd be like, and then I don't, like, take that second to be like, all right, you know what? He'll do it when you do it, and I'm getting better at that. But, like, I do have a lot of stuff that, from being that responsible child that I have, and now as an adult, I think of it as, like, more of a superpower. Like, I'm able to run this company because I have some serious OCD. And so that's cool. And, you know, I like organizing, and I like, so all the event stuff is no problem. But, yeah, there's a lot of things that is really, it's a lot, and you're gonna feel that for, like, ever. It'll never go away. You'll always have, you know, the flashbacks or, like, the trauma responses and things like that, and that's where you're gonna be like, damn, was it worth it? And then it's gonna pass, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm a pretty cool person. And so that, it really could. I have a lot of friends that, you know, grew up in a similar situation as you, and they're just not like you. They're not positive. And if you weren't positive, I mean, Graham did say you're a big hater on things.
I love to be negative too, but I like to be positive.
You can't say that with a smile.
I
love to be negative.
Because sometimes, like, when I'm, like, angry, hating on something random, it's just, like, it just helps me feel better.
If you and Graham ever have a fight, are you, like,
do
you get mad? Do you get mad like Gramps gets mad? Do you have that, like, gene?
I think, yeah, my anger's bad.
Yeah, you get mad?
Yeah, because both of my parents, my mom and my dad, were both big screamers. So, like, they were quick to anger like that. So, like, that's a thing that I've been working on. And and I still do not great. Like,
it's hard.
It's very difficult because when you're used to people, like, just, like, snapping at you any moment and just they don't get any consequences for it because they're the parent, it's like you learn to normalize that.
I can't believe how similar we are. That's so crazy because that's exactly what it is. It's scream first, talk later.
Yeah.
Literally. That's literally, like, just like Grams. He literally screamed at me on the phone, called me 10 minutes later, and was like, hi, Garver, and, like, I just wanted to call because I knew you'd care. You just told me you're going to block me, you freaking dork. Like, what's happening?
I know. He's,
very mad, Graham says.
Think he would... I did not even think he would talk to you that way. I was like... Because he's yelled at me before, and then I start just bawling, and then he's like, it's okay, Zoe, it's okay, and then gives me a hug. I didn't mean that.
You know, actually in our family, it's funny because, I don't know where I was going with this, but definitely, the anger side is, like, my mom used to get so, like, you said the other day, like, my mom, I was like, stand up for yourself, and you're like, my mom scares me, and it was so funny because I'm so scared of my mom, but at the same time, I didn't give a crap about, like, when I was in high school, I did not care how she felt because she was my parents were so mean to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so bad, and I just didn't care. I zoned out all emotions from myself, and I think that's why I'm so over emotional now, Because back then I was like zero emotion. I can't show my siblings. I can't freaking, tell my mom and dad how I feel. So why have emotion? And it was just, and now I'm like super over emotional. Harold reads me like he's like, what are you making that face for? And I'm like nothing. He's like, can we just bypass the nothing phase and you just tell me? And I'm like, okay, so earlier, and it's so funny, and that's why I'm really glad that you do have Graham, because I honestly don't know if I could have done all this without, I don't know. I couldn't have done it. I do know I could not have done it without him, because he has been the support that sees the crazy of my family, the crazy of both sides of the family, the dealing with the brothers, being the person that everybody calls and goes, can you help me with this? And if I can, I will. That's just what I am. But I'm learning to say no, and a lot of people especially in our family, that will like hurt their feelings. And you have to be like, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just kind of thinking about me. Yeah. And that is so important, and you'll learn that. And so do you think that any day that you would want to be a mom? Having raised your brothers, does it kind of wean you? Like, not obviously anytime soon, but like maybe like my age and like 30s or...
No, Gentry's gonna be my kid forever.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna be, he's literally, he's 12 years old. He was sitting on my lap this morning. He's giant. He's bigger than me. It's not good. And he's sitting on my lap, and I'm like, the Elf movie?
Yeah, where he sits in the rocker on the old man.
That's what I felt like.
Because he's big.
I know, but he thinks he's still, like, my baby. Like, he's so funny.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
He's a brat sometimes, but...
Yeah, but that's what being a... Well,
so I feel like I already have... he's already, like...
You're already the mom.
Like, when he gets older, like, when my mom won't be here anymore, I don't, like, talk about that, but, like... I'm taking G, like, G's mine, like, it's just how it is.
Yeah,
so.
That's incredible. I mean, I have a saying on the show that I don't invite people that aren't world changers on the show. Like, I've had people message me and be like, oh, I'd really like to be on your podcast. And I go, are you a world changer? Sometimes I know, because I know them, or other times I'm like, are you a world changer? And I've had one guy be like, no, but I'm pretty funny. And I was like, I don't give a crap if you're friggin' the funniest guy in the world. You have to be a world changer to come on here. And that's why I'm grateful that you came today, even though you were scared and nervous.
Yeah.
You're going to watch back. I'm going to send you this video, and you're going to be like, I did so good. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I cried there. But it's so good because we're not talking to just us.
Yeah.
There are so many people. And right now, I mean, we don't get a ton of viewers. We get viewers, not just a ton. But... one day somebody's going to be going through exactly what we've gone through, exactly what you've gone through, and they're going to be like, holy shit, look how amazing she is. Like, she did it. She graduated high school. Like, that is good for her. She, has a future. And that's why I wanted to start this podcast, because, everybody's going through stuff, and if I can bring a little bit more kindness into the world, then that can make the biggest difference.
Yeah, I can.
And it's wild, because my family... though we have our downfalls and our quirks and our triggers and all that, our family is a really one-of-a-kind family. I mean, Alexa is the same age as you, and Chrissy's all of her girls, and Jordan, and they're just like, we're all a bunch of cousins, and then I have uncles, and we have, Gramps. He's crazy, but he's still a world changer. You can't argue that.
Yeah.
And, no, it's really important that we keep on this message and this fire of just being a good person, because the world needs it. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we'll bring. So before we end, is there anything that we covered everything. Told you would. You wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you'd want to say to somebody that's watching, or just say goodbye or whatever?
No.
Well, if you're struggling, that you should always find somebody to lean on, because whether it's just somebody that's streaming on Twitch or, whatever, we're all a big family in the World Changers channel. So we have a Discord. If you ever need somebody to talk to, You are more than welcome to come in. Zoe, thank you so much for being on tonight. I'm super excited. I'm going to yell. If I can bring a megaphone in there, you better watch out, because I will.
Oh my god.
I will also paint my vase, because I do have blue.
Oh, yeah.
But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, and we'll see you later.
Okay.
Say bye. Say bye.
Bye.